In this video, we'll be talking about 1.11 Objective 1, where we solve formulas for the indicated letter. I'm going to need a little extra whiteboard space to solve these than what's given in the problem. So I've got my Microsoft whiteboard open over here, and I'll just be clearing the whiteboard between each problem. So let's go ahead and start with the first problem. E equals IR. And we want to solve for R. So we're going to divide both sides by I. And R is equal to E over I. Just so you can see that a little better. All right. Let's clear this. Let's also make my pen just a little bit thinner. There we go. PV equals NRT, where the N is lowercase and the R and T are uppercase. We're going to solve for T, so we're going to divide by both N and R. T is equal to capital P, capital V, divided by lowercase n, capital R. I'm going to try and write it in a little box. Box would expand in my labs when we wrote in it. So right there in the space provided. Next one is capital B is equal to lowercase n, capital T, capital W, capital L over 12. We want to solve for lowercase n. First thing that I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 12. Say 12b equals lowercase n, capital T, capital W, capital L. And to solve for n, I'm going to divide both sides by capital T, capital W, and capital L. So n is equal to 12b divided by capital T, capital W, capital L. Next is the equation P equals 2 pi times capital T, lowercase f, and we want to solve for capital T. So we're going to divide by 2 pi f. 2 pi f, and capital T will be equal to P over 2 pi f. Capitalization is important in this section, and when we're dealing with formulas, capital letters and lowercase letters are different. So make sure to watch out for capitalization. Also, you may run into subscripts, such as in this problem here, where P is equal to P sub A plus D times G times H, and we want to solve for G. So let's first get this term with G in it by itself by subtracting P sub A from both sides. P minus P sub A is equal to DGH. Then we're going to divide by D and H on both sides to get G by itself. And G is equal to P minus P sub A over DH. Now we have F sub c is equal to mv squared over r. We want to solve for r. Let's multiply both sides by r. F sub c times r is equal to mv squared. Then let's divide both sides by f sub c. And r is equal to mv squared divided by f sub c. Our next formula here is capital S sub t is equal to a over 5t plus 0.05 lowercase d. We're going to solve for a. Subtract both sides by 0.05d. So S sub t minus 0.05d is equal to capital A divided by 5t. And to solve for a, we're going to multiply both sides by 5t. You may want to actually distribute here. 5t s sub t minus 0.25 dt is equal to a. Now we have the equation capital T equals lowercase c plus lowercase d divided by lowercase v. And we're supposed to solve for d. Let's multiply both sides by v. T v equals c plus d. Subtract c from both sides. And t v minus c equals d. We may even get some Greek letters and some formulas like this one. Capital B equals mu sub 0 over 2 pi capital R. We're going to solve for R. So let's multiply everything by this denominator. 2 pi R B equals mu sub 0. We want to divide by 2 pi b to get r by itself. R equals mu sub 0 over 2 pi b. Now we have lowercase a is equal to 2mg over capital M plus 2 lowercase m. And I want to solve for capital M. So capital M times a plus 2 lowercase m times a equals 2 lowercase m times G. And I'm going to get the term with capital M by itself by subtracting 2MA from both sides. Capital M lowercase a equals 2mg minus 2ma. Divide both sides by a, and capital M is equal to 2mg minus 2ma over a. Now we have the formula little v equals capital V times little m plus capital M over little m. Solve for big M. So little v times little m is going to be equal to capital V times little m plus big M. I don't need to distribute here to solve for, oh, I do to solve for, no, let's solve for big M by dividing both sides by big V. So little v, little m divided by capital V is equal to little m plus big M. And to solve for big M, let's subtract little m from both sides. Big M is equal to little v, little m over big V minus little m. If I want to make a common denominator, I can. That big M is going to be little v, little m minus big V, little m over big V. Or we can write that as m times little v minus big V over big V. It's closer to how it started off with parentheses like that. Now we have the formula C naught squared equals C1 squared times 1 plus 2V. All of these are capital letters. Solve for V. So we're going to take C naught squared divided by C1 squared is equal to 1 plus 2V. C naught squared divided by C1 squared minus 1 is equal to 2V. And C naught squared over 2C1 squared minus 1/2 is equal to V. I just divided everything by 2 or multiplied everything by 1/2. So let's make a common denominator. C naught squared minus C1 squared over 2C1 squared. And it's going to be option D. Capital N equals R times capital A minus S. Solve for S. Capital N over R equals A minus S. So S plus N over R equals A. So S equals A minus N over R. T sub 2 equals T sub 1 minus H over 100. We want to solve for H. T sub 2 minus T sub 1 equals negative H over 100. Let's get rid of that negative sign by multiplying both sides by -1. T1 minus T2 equals H over 100. H is equal to 100 times T1 minus T2, or H equals 100 T1 minus 100 T2. We have capital Q sub 1 is P times capital Q sub 2 minus capital Q sub 1. We want to solve for Q sub 2. So Q sub 1 equals P times Q sub 2 minus P times Q sub 1. And then Q sub 1 plus P times Q sub 1 is equal to P times Q sub 2. Divide both sides here by P. And Q sub 2 is equal to Q sub 1 plus P times Q sub 1 over P. Little p over big P is equal to capital A, capital I over big B plus capital A plus capital, or times capital I. We're going to solve for B. We're just going to cross multiply here, little p times big B plus capital A, capital I equals big P, A, I. So let's divide by little p. B plus AI equals big P, big A, big I divided by little p. Subtract capital A, capital I on both sides. And we get big B is equal to big P, big A, big I over little p minus capital A, capital I. Let's put it all over little p. Big B equals capital P, capital A, capital I minus little p, capital A, capital I, which means that big B equals capital A, capital I times big P minus little p divided by little p. Big B is going to be equal to capital A, capital I times big P minus little p over little p. All right, that is it for this video. We'll come back next time and talk about 1.11 Objective 2. See you for the next video.